Right then, I should be live. Hopefully it is working because I've been having a few problems. It looks okay my end. As I say, I've just been having a few problems. I'm just gonna see if this will get any better in clarity. That's a little bit more focused. Hi there, Soul Damn Funky. One sec. Let me just push that up. Sorry, I've been having a few problems with well, not with OBS, but with, well, kind of with OBS, but I think it's just that that's too much of my CPU is being taken up, so I've had to downgrade the quality slightly just for this video, but hopefully it should be still okay. I've not downgraded it loads or anything, but for some reason my CPU was getting like eaten up, and I've got my settings as they normally are, so I don't know why that was happening, but yeah. So yeah, hi Soul Damn Funky. I don't expect many people in the chat, but basically what I've got for you today is I've got, wrote on a post-it note, how professional. We've got Dr. Doodle doing there, hi there. I've got 4 or 5 things that I've learned when doing eBay sniping, and I know a lot of people kind of get disheartened with eBay sniping because I feel it's like one of the most persistent areas, one of the areas in reselling where it needs the most persistence, and if you don't have that level of persistence you don't get as much stock. I mean, there are niches on eBay and there are niches on other sites and stuff where you can snipe with quite a lot of ease, you know, it's quite easy to snipe certain niches, but for the most part sniping is quite just getting the wrapping done. What's that? CPU, you say time for a new PC. I know. I'm gonna start saving this month. First of the month. I know. Weird thing is with me, I normally pay myself on the first of the month. I do all my wages and stuff. You know, start of the month and then get that out of the way. I don't know why. I just like working it like that. So obviously, I'm gonna be transferring some money across to different accounts. So I will transfer some money across and start saving for my new PC this month. But yeah, it just shows I really need to get a new PC. This one is, you know, it's starting to run down. It really is. And it's no one's fault but my own. I never clean it up. You know, I never delete files and stuff like that. I always have loads of tabs open, all that sort of stuff, and it just clogs it up. And I mean, I could probably with a bit of time and effort just, you know, really do a nice cleanup of it and it'd be working really well again, but I just can't be bothered. I mean it says a lot about me. It's more easy for me just to get a new PC than it is to clean this one up, but I suppose that's kind of weird being a reseller. You know, you'd think I'd have the drive to do it, but I really don't. Who else have we got in there? Jefferson, 2001, morning ads. Your video quality is the best I've seen, so whatever you've done, leave it. Oh right, is it? Well, maybe, oh, I don't know, weird. I thought I reduced the quality of the video, not increased it. So yeah, I'll leave it. If it's alright, if it's fine like it is, I'll just leave it like this for forever then. As long as it's, you know, it's alright. I've just changed my settings on OBS and it just looks, yeah, I mean it looks okay this side, but I've just had a tweak of my webcam as well and it's actually coming to focus a bit more, my webcam. So yeah, anyway, so my few things that I've learned over the years from sniping, well, over the last sort of 2 years I've been doing it on sniping. So one big one for me, this is a big one really, whether you're buying new or used, this is a big one. I'll tell you why it's a big one when you're buying used buying new in a minute, but especially when you're buying new used stock photos, that is a bit. I don't snipe, and this is from experience because I've done it before and I've made mistakes. Of what I've bought on eBay that just have that stock photo, and when I say stock photo, I'm sure a lot of you will understand, but for those who might not know, a stock photo is just like a manufacturer's photo of the item. It's like really well done photo. It's got a white background usually, and it just basically pictures the box of the item as it was brand new. Now the obvious reason that I wouldn't buy or I wouldn't snipe items with stock photos that are used, is obviously you don't know what condition that item is. I mean, except for the description, you might know from the description it says used very good, but you can't see the actual item. All they've given you is that stock photo. So obviously, if you're sniping it, in my case, if I'm sniping it to sell on Amazon FBA, I don't snipe much used stuff anyway other than video games, and I don't do a lot of that anymore because it's eating up so much of my time doing video games. And if I can snipe sealed stuff and I can get the same profit on the sealed stuff, that takes me less time to list on Amazon, so it's more efficient me not doing video games as much anymore. So that's kind of a reason I'm not sniping as many video games, because I've realised that actually my time could be better spent doing sealed stuff and doing more of it, and I can, if I really look, I can get the same profits. So yeah, stock photos, when you're buying used stuff, let's say you want to snipe it on eBay to sell on Amazon FBA and it's got a stock photo and they've put in the description used good. Well, used good, their definition of used good could be different from what your definition of, oh, it's lagging a bit for me, could be different for what your definition of used good is. So I wouldn't buy off a stock photo because of that reason. If you had loads of photos of the item and they said used good, you could look at that and think, well, actually, I'd say that was used acceptable, and you can say, well, I'm not going to buy it. Or the opposite way, they might put used acceptable or used good, and you might think, oh, well, that's used very good, and then obviously you buy the item. But without those proper photos there, you can't determine that until you receive the item. And then what does that create? An unnecessary problem that you could have avoided in having to return the item to the seller, or disputing with the seller or something like that. And that is all time that is being eaten up that could have been avoided. So one thing I've learned, don't buy off stock photos when you're sniping on eBay. Now, I'm not saying it's a be all and end all. You could snipe on stock photos and do really well, right? But I've sniped on, I've gone through the process of actually sniping a lot of items with stock photos that have been new and sealed. And here's what I'm getting onto now. New, when you're sniping new items on stock photos, that's risky, because they can put new and sealed in the description, but that item could have rips in the seal here, there and everywhere, and then you can't sell it as new on Amazon. You have to sell it as like new or used very good in some cases. So then that means that your profit margins are eaten into. You may then need to return the item to the seller, or again you need to dispute something with the seller because in your eyes it should have been sold as like new or whatever, and it all eats into your time, all that sort of stuff. So if you just cut out that stock, don't snipe stock photo items, and just snipe items that you can really look at on the pictures, then there's tears in that seal, there's not tears in that seal, or it's in used very good condition and not used good condition, because you've got the photos there. And then you can buy it, you can receive it. Hopefully the sellers will pack it okay, because some personal sellers don't tend to package items that great. It's just an observation. I'm not being I'm not making a vast generalization, but I'm just saying some personal sellers don't give you a professional packaging that a business seller would, because obviously they're not doing it as a full-time job, so they're not as experienced with packing. But yeah, so as long as you're getting it and you've looked at those photos, you can be pretty confident that, yeah, I know what I'm getting. Then you can list it on Amazon, get it out the door, get it shipped off to Amazon, or if you're doing merchant fulfilled, list it on merchant fulfilled or whatever, and that's done, dusted, nice, quick process. And sniping items, if you're in a niche that you know quite well, it's easy. You know the prices, you can just put your bid in really quick. Nice, done and dusted. So yeah, that's one big one for me. I know some people might disagree with me, but I tend to avoid stock photos due to experience. I'll give you an example. I bought a few DVD box sets a while back that I sniped that had stock photos, and the discs were loose inside, inside the box set. It was new and sealed. I didn't want to unwrap the seal because then you can't sell it as new on Amazon or like new. So it's an annoyance. It's an annoyance. It creates a problem that is unnecessary. So I've had that. I've had box sets that were completely ripped, the seal all down the side. I've had box sets with like holes in them, and I've had loads of different things from stock photos. So that's why I don't do it, because it creates unnecessary problems. Lee says, ads, just so I'm clear, I avoid buying from stock photos. Not sure if I'm 100% clear. Sorry, I know I'm going on a bit, but I just wanted to make that clear. It's not that you should necessarily completely avoid it. You do it at your own risk, but that's what I don't do. So anyway, number 2, big one. Number 2 is a big one again. Read the description. Oh my god, I have got caught out a couple of times from this again, by not reading the description. There might be an important piece of information in that description. It might be, let's take it again from this example that I just talked about a second ago. It might be a new and sealed item, and you've looked at that photo. Oh great, there's no rips to the seal. I can get away with selling that as new on Amazon. It's maybe, you know, £10 or whatever, buy it now, or let's say it's £10 going on auction. This thing goes for 50 quid. Usually if it's an item that goes for 50 quid, it might touch a bit more than a tenner on eBay. It depends on the item and the niche, but let's say it goes for 50 quid, buy it now, £10, £15, or it's on auction for £10 or whatever, and it's nearly finishing. You might think, yeah, I'm getting excited, it's a no-brainer, let's bid. Straight away you bid, and then obviously you win the item, and you then receive the item, or you check the description after you've won it. I've done that before. I'll hold my hands up, I've done that. And you see in the description, new and sealed, however, the disc is loose inside the case, or whatever the reason may be. And that is really annoying. Now, I will tell you a very, very good page. If you have bid on an item and then you have read the description after you have placed your bid, go type in Google bid retraction form. I've told you this before, but type in Google bid retraction form, enter the item number of that item, and then enter your reason for wanting to cancel your bid, and it will remove all bids on those items. I've done that many a time, and it's a lifesaver, because it means you don't have to go through the process of either returning it back to them once you receive it, or whatever, you know, whatever you're going to do. So that is a lifesaver. So that is something, if you don't read the description, or you read it after you've bid for whatever reason, you've got really excited, made a bid, and then read the description, you can use the eBay bid retraction form. So that's another one. So C, don't look. This is number 3. C, don't look. Right? So what I mean by that, to me personally, this is an opinion thing, but to me personally, the word see in the English language, S-E-E, and then the word look in the English language mean very, very different things. For example, let's say, right, I've got a hairdryer over there. I look at the hairdryer, right? I'm looking at the hairdryer, but I don't see the hairdryer. I can see the hairdryer, but to me, I don't see all of the hairdryer. To be able to see the hairdryer properly in all of its glory, I need to go over there and examine it and look at all the buttons on it and all the rivets and or whatever's on it, you know, all the curves of it and everything, and then I'll be able to 100% see the hairdryer, right? Because I can look at it from here and I can see it in some, you know, I can see it in some of its glory, but to really appreciate and to look at it, to really see it, sorry, I have to go over there and really have a good, you know, feel around and twist it around and really see it for all its glory. Now, do you guys look at items or do you see items? Well, I can't see in the chat. I've got an example. I've tricked you. I've done a little trick here. I can't see anyone in the chat that has said about this hat, right? So obviously you've been looking at me on this chat, but you've not seen the fact that this is a new hat, right? You've looked at me, you've been looking at me, you've been hearing me talk, but guess what? You've been oblivious to the fact that I've got a new hat. Maybe some of you haven't been and you've just not put it in the chat, and if so, well done. But I've been talking here for a while and I've never worn this hat before. It's completely new and no one's seen the fact that I've got this new hat on. Now, if you're really, really good, you would have deduced the fact that this is actually quite a good quality hat. So, what am I going to do with the hat? Am I going to sell it on? Am I going to keep it? Then you may have been thinking, actually that is a good quality hat. I think he's not. I think he's just worn this for the purpose of this video, and actually he's going to sell it on. Well, if you thought that, if you're that good and you're that deductive, yes, this is a hat from Christie's of London. It's Plumpton. It's a Plumpton hat. Really, really lovely hat actually. I think it's dog tooth, they call it, that style, and it's obviously an 8-panel flat cap there because you've got 8 like segments. Is there 8? Yeah, there is 8. So yeah, I paid £3 for this hat yesterday. I'm going to be shooting for about 20, maybe 25. So that's what I mean. You know, see, don't look at these things. Oh, it's just gone a bit funny there. There we go. Don't look at these things, really see them in all their glory. So that's what I wanted to get across, because you can look at an item on Sniping and you can look at the photos and you can have a little look, and we all get this. If you do sniping regularly, you might be getting a bit tired, but you want to keep sniping because I mean, I get that buzz. I want to keep going, so you know, it could be a few hours could have gone by and I'd be like, I want to keep going, I'm tired but I want to keep going. And at that point you look at an item, you have a quick glance of it and you think, oh yeah, that's alright, it's okay, type your bid in, done. Well, that could be a mistake, because there could have been something on those pictures that was really obvious, but because you're a bit tired and you only just did a quick glance or a quick look at that item, you didn't really see it, you didn't really really look. And it can be hard on photos to actually properly see something without having it in your hand, but if you really look, you can see things that you wouldn't have seen on your first glance, you know. So that's what I'm talking about. Really make yourself aware that you've got to look at these items properly and you've got to see these items for their entirety. Ads, you should keep the cap, man. Yeah, it's quite a nice one. I mean, I paid £3 for it, so I am tempted to keep it, but there's a really good town near me. It's called Knutsford, quite an affluent area. I think it's like, I don't know whether my facts are right, but I'm sure someone told me once it's like one of the richest towns in the UK. I don't know whether that's right, but anyway, I go into the charity shops there. They always have really, really lovely caps and trilbies and stuff like that, and they have them for great prices. I mean, this was £3, and I think that here's something as well. Flat caps, trilbies, stuff like that, you do see a lot of them on eBay. They are there on eBay, the supply is there, but I don't see many people, dealers, resellers, etc., talking about them as a good pickup. Like this, I can get 20-25 quid for this, and I know that'll go in a decent time frame. As long as I get my price point right, I know that this will go fairly quickly. So they are good pickups, but I don't really see people. They're one of those things that so many people just walk past and they just think, oh well, that's probably nothing, it's just a generic hat from, maybe it's from MacLeod. But if you look at it and you really see the item in the charity shop or whatever, you'll actually realise if you turn it over, it's a Christie's hat. And any of these hats, can you see that, like that diamond panel type thing here? A lot of these hats with this like kind of diamond little panel there are quite good quality, and you can feel the quality in this. It's a nice hat. So yeah, if we do get overlooked, so just, you know, when you're out looking, don't overlook flat caps and stuff. Most of the time you'll turn over, it'll be like one size fits all, MacLeod or whatever, but sometimes you'll turn a flat cap over and it'll have a really nice, you know, really nice brand in there, you know, really nice, what's the word, like a little, what do you call it? Like a little label in there, you know, like a brand label. It'll have a really nice brand label in there, and you can feel the quality, and you know, you will have made a bit of extra money. So yeah, don't overlook hats and stuff. So the fourth one, which I've already touched on at the start of this video, is persistence. Have persistence with eBay sniping. That is the one thing that everyone that says to maybe to me or to other people, oh, I can't find anything when I'm eBay sniping. That's the one thing that those people don't have, because they're saying that to us. You know, they're saying, oh, I can't find anything. Well, I hate to be like really, what's the word, like really blunt, but it's because you're not having persistence. I'm sorry if you're saying that you've not got enough persistence. Now, I'm not saying you never will have persistence, but you've got to attain that level of persistence, because once you attain that level of persistence, you will no longer start, you know, saying to people, oh, I can never find anything. You will be saying to people, oh my god, look what I just found. You know, that's the kind of transition you go through once you get persistence. It's the same with car boots, it's the same with charity shops, it's the same with auctions, whatever. But I think with eBay sniping is one of the things you do have to have a lot of persistence for, because you can go through page upon page upon page of items, and it can be like real crap. You're like, oh, I can't find anything good, and then you see something on your 10th page or whatever. This has happened to me before, and you think, oh my god, that is awesome. And it might be like a 1-word title or a 2-word title, and no one really hasn't, you know, no one else has seen it, or maybe one other person's seen it or whatever, and you grab yourself a bargain in the end. So persistence is key with eBay sniping. You've got to be on it. You know, you've got to keep going. Anyway, I'll just have a quick look in the chat because I've neglected it a little bit. Last year I sniped best part of 1.5k buying price off eBay, so that'll be really good for in terms of selling price. Then if you've got like, you know, 1.5k buying price, so it'll be good, some good sale price from that. eBay for Amazon on the back on eBay. Sometimes it's more hassle than just popping to the car boot or Tesco. Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying persistence in some ways like more key with eBay sniping than other areas of like car boots and stuff. For me, I don't need to learn persistence on eBay sniping. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, I dreamed when I was younger of a job where I could just be in my room and just work from my room. That was like my ultimate dream. I always wanted that, and that's why I love eBay sniping, because I can just sit here in my room for like 4 hours just constantly going through, and it's so exciting. And then if I get bored sniping one thing, I'll move on to another area, because there's loads of different things I'm sniping. So it's, you know, it can never get boring, because you can move on to the next search term or the next niche or whatever. So yeah, but for other people, eBay sniping would be a nightmare. Whereas to those people, maybe, let's say, going around all the supermarkets in their local, well, let's say in their county would be, they could have loads of persistence for that, because that's what they love to do. And that's kind of their eBay sniping. Like, eBay sniping is, to me, that's their level of persistence, that's their thing that they love the most. So yeah, and the same with car boots. I mean, I absolutely love car boots, but I think that I would do eBay, you know, if I had the choice to completely say yes or no to both, I would probably be leaning more towards eBay sniping, just because in my opinion I have more persistence for it, so it feels easier. And obviously I don't have to get up at like 6 o'clock and stuff, but for other people, they would like to go to 10 car boots a day, but the thought of doing 3 hours eBay sniping on the sat at the computer would absolutely be like, no, oh god, I don't want to do that. So it's different for everyone, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, if you want to do eBay sniping, or you want to do reselling on the whole, really, persistence is key. So that's another one. And then the final one I just wrote down is passion. You've got, and I've talked about this a little bit a minute ago actually, but you know, it sort of bleeds into persistence. Passion is a big one. You've got to have passion for what you're doing, whether that's the items you're selling, whether that's the platform you're selling it on, whether that's the way in which you are sourcing, whatever it is, you've got to have passion for doing it. Now, there are people out there who can have passion for a lot of different niches. I would kind of call myself that in one way, but there are a few niches that I don't have passion for, like everyone. I mean, I don't think there's one person out there who does like literally everything and has the same level of passion for every single niche going. I just don't think one person could attain that kind of level. It would be pretty crazy to have passion for just every single niche going. But certainly if you're in a partnership and you had maybe, because obviously in a partnership business you can have more than one partner. So let's say there was a partnership business doing reselling and there was 10 partners in the business. Well, each of those 10 partners could have 3 different niches that they look at. And then obviously within that partnership business, they would almost, they would cover a lot of different niches. So, and when I say 3 different niches, I mean main niches like toys and games and stuff like that, and they would really dive into them and research them. But yeah, I mean, but for one person to have that level of passion for everything would be very, very hard. But I think the main thing is, whatever you choose, whether it's a very, very specialised niche, whether it's a bunch of different niches, but maybe limit yourself to a certain amount, just make sure you have passion for it, because that's where the money will come from. The passion, it's like the interest and the passion for the thing you do gives you the money in a sense. It's kind of weird to think, but because you're so passionate about what you're doing, the money will just come. It will come to you because you put the passion in, you put the effort in. In one respect, you kind of force yourself to go to the money, but in another respect, it's kind of like the money's coming to you because of your passion for the subject. But yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, passion is driven by profit. It is. I mean, I think it's weird. Like, profit for me, profit is driven by passion. Passion is driven by profit. I'm trying to think which way that statement would work for me more. For me, I would say, I think profit comes into it to a certain degree, obviously. Well, yeah, to a fair degree, obviously. But I think I'll get to a point where the profit won't be as motivating as the passion for the item. I'll give you an example. Like a billionaire. Does that guy really want more money? Maybe a few of them will want more money. But I reckon the billionaire mindset, right? That billionaire is more focused on the projects and the passion for the things they're doing than getting loads and loads and loads more money, because they've already got so much money. They've already attained that level of financial freedom that is beyond most of our interpretation. So I think their mindset is more like, once they've got that amazing amount of money, they're like, right, all my focus now, if I am wanting to work or anything, is going to be on the passion, on the project, on charity, or whatever it will be. So I think you get to a point, and this point I think will be different for everyone, but you get to a point where the passion drives you a lot more than the profit, because you've already got that profit there, But I suppose, in a way, until you hit that point, you're right in saying that the profit will drive you quite a lot, because you've still not attained that level of finance that you would like. So yeah, in a way, for me, I think it's like kind of split down the middle. At the moment, I am focused on the profit, I am focused on the money, because I need to be, because that's, I'm not at the point where I'm financially free or anything like that. So it has to be a definite motivator, it has to be there. But also there's a big slice of this passion that is involved with it, and as I move up the rankings in terms of against myself, and each year I better myself with regards to finances and stuff like that, then I think that the profit will slowly go down in the equation, because I'm starting to reach that level of finance that I want, reach that level of money that I want, and then the profit goes down and down on your agenda, but the passion for the thing goes up, and the community spirit, and the ideas that you've got, and the creativity, and the whether you want to give to charity or set up a charitable organisation. I think that comes up more, more as your desire for profits go down, because you've already attained the level of financial freedom that you want. So it's just my ramblings, but it's interesting to see. Peter Ray, hi there, Peter. Versatility is key, applies for jobs too. Bosses rather have people who can do lots of different activities. Very true. I mean, if ever I were to employ someone, I was talking to Daniel about this the other day. Yeah, oh sorry, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I did 2 vlogs at the weekend. Now, I was hoping to upload them like Monday or Tuesday, but the thing is, my Filmora editing software is like having a hissy fit on me and doesn't seem to want to cooperate when it's converting the videos. So I might have to, you know, those vlogs might be, you know, in a few days time or a week or so until I get that sorted, the problem I'm having. But yeah, I mean, I tried downloading Windows Movie Maker, but I downloaded it and then it wouldn't let me export the video because apparently Windows Movie Maker has been discontinued now, and the site I downloaded it from wanted me to pay for it, which I was like, what? Movie Maker is free, isn't it? But anyway, so I'm not going to go into that. So yeah, with a couple of vlogs I did at the weekend, I will try and get them uploaded. One of the days was like my day off kind of thing. I was trying to have a day off on Saturday, which I kind of did pretty much successfully. I did scrape in, you know, a few listings at the night time, but most of the day I did have off, so I was quite pleased with my effort on that. And then Sunday was just like a random day, a mix of all bits and bobs. But you know, they're alright vlogs, you know, I think that a few people will get a bit of entertainment out of them. So yeah, I will upload them, but we might be a bit outdated by the time I upload them. I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, I was saying to Daniel actually when he was here on Saturday, and I think he is in the vlog for a little bit, but I was saying to him, you know, if ever I had a business that I was employing maybe 10, 15 individuals, because of the nature of what my business would be, I would look for people who were very, very motivated, very, very driven, but also very, very eccentric. I would not employ anyone that was a normal, like, you know, quote unquote normal person. I want to, you know, when customers come into my shop, I want them to be confronted by eccentrics, because my focus of my target market is eccentric wealthy people, so that it makes sense for me to employ eccentric people to, you know, it's going to be, if I were to have a business like that, you know, a bigger business like that, it needs to be about the creativity, about the passion, about the products, and more about the community sense, and I've talked about this before, than just like, you know, people in suits and stuff like that. But there's different ways to business. I think there's creative businesses, which is kind of what I want to achieve, and I don't know examples of this offhand, but there's creative businesses, like, I mean, see, there's ones that fall in the middle, like Google. Google is both a creative business because it treats its employees creatively, and you know, it gives them unique ways in which to work, but then again, on the face of the company, it's not a creative company, it's quite a serious company, so that's in the middle. But like, for example, Lego is the same. Again, they treat their employees much like Google, in a very creative way, all that sort of stuff, but on the face of the company, they're a very serious company. And then you've got other, yeah, I can't think of, can anyone think of a business that is really up and coming, but that's kind of wacky, different, weird, you know, things like, I mean, the only one I can think of is fictional, which is Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. But there are businesses out there, I've seen them, that are very wacky, weird on the face of it, and their employees are the same. They give their employees freedom, you know, to wear what they want, dress very wacky, be eccentric, be, you know, bold, different, wild, you know, and again, like, Walt Disney is one of those, you know, Walt Disney World and stuff, very creative outlet, very, you know, passionate, very eccentric, very bold. But then again, on the face of the company, you know, when you think of a company, they're a very serious company. So, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something like that, but there are creative companies, and there are completely not creative companies, and then there's those that reside in the middle. I want to be a creative company, like an all-out creative company, and I would obviously outsource accounting, things like that. All that boring crap can get done by someone else. My focus would be all about the passion, community, things like that, which I've talked about before, so I'm not going to bore you with. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like one, except that, you know, Willy Wonka, but there is those out there, companies that are just really eccentric and bold and unique and different. You know, I mean, there's like there's not necessarily companies, but there's actually places you can go that are eccentric and weird and different, but they're not companies, so it doesn't really make a good example. Time to pack some parcels and keep grinding. Windows Movie Maker is crap anyway. It is, but it was a last resort. I mean, I was thinking, oh god, I really don't know what's going on with this Filmora editing software. So yeah, yeah, there we go. That's a great example, Polishek. Etsy, all firms with ideas based on apps. Yeah, like the kind of Etsy mentality. That's what I'm talking about. Like really creative outlets. The people behind those businesses are, maybe some of them are a bit eccentric, a bit out there, a bit outlandish. That kind of, you basically, what you're doing is you're putting eccentricity, creative, you know, creativism, if that's a word, I don't think it is, but creativeness, and obviously your own personality as the forefront of the business. That's what I'm kind of talking about. And then, leading back to what Ryan was saying before about profit, that is the point where, yes, profit is still a factor, and every business runs to make a profit, but, well, actually no, that's a false statement, because you've got not-for-profit organisations. But let's say most businesses run to make a profit, but even not-for-profit organisations still run to make a profit, but then they use that profit on things like charity and stuff. But still, anyway, yeah, it would still be about a profit, but at that point it would be just as equally, or even more so, about the passion and the people. You know, the people again is a big thing. But yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will watch little bits of it back just to see if the quality was okay. I've got my little list now here of things to do. I have a little post-it note. I've got to do some parcels actually. And yeah, I've got to do some more. Funnily enough, I've got to do some more sniping. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about sniping today, because I was doing quite a lot of it, and I've been doing a bit yesterday as well, so it kind of was on my mind a little bit, and you know me, I like to talk about what's on my mind. So yeah, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up. I will be back on Thursday probably. I'll try and get them vlogs uploaded as well. Any more vids coming? CNH. Oh, is CNH in the chat? Oh, sorry, one sec. Oh, we just put hi. Yeah, no, I've not been on their channel for a while actually. Oh, Peter, that reminds me. I did check out your channel the other day. Are you doing like, I saw like loads of vlog, like kind of vloggy style videos or video game related videos. Are you doing like video game videos, or are you doing reselling videos? I didn't know. I didn't really look at all your videos or anything, but I just saw the channel, and it was kind of more vloggy style videos, so it'd be interesting to know what your kind of direction of the channel is going to be. So yeah, sexy hat, lol, yeah. Right, on that note, on that weird kind of odd note, I will leave it there. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next one. So see you very soon, guys.